type template link, we said if we have two types of invoices, one invoice for national sales and one invoice for international sales, let's say, because the structure changes depend on the type of invoice. This is an invoice and this is an invoice. They're both in the same object, but the types are different. So when you expand on a national invoice, on an invoice in this country, you see, for example, the tax. But when you expand on an invoice in another, for an international, maybe it is tax exempt and you don't see the tax object. So what happened here? Here you need the system to expand differently, to show you different things depending on the type of the data that we are working with. The same thing if we are on a project. If there is a project that is, let's say, we're working in construction and we have an infrastructure project. An infrastructure project, the data underneath the infrastructure project is different than a project that is a villas project or a residential use project. Okay, it depends. So if the template changes, if the children that are the objects inside that template differ depending on the type, what we go and we say, we call the template, we call it differently. Let's say we call it national invoice C, and we call the other one international invoice C. Okay? But when you do this, you are under the same object and you're gonna create a new object, a new invoice. You give the user to select the type. He will select, he would say, I want a national invoice. When he selects a national invoice, the system should understand that I should assign for this invoice the template that's called the national invoice C. How do we do that? It's not by name and it's not by magic. It's you as Prosper expert that needs to do that. How to do that? You have to take this template that you create and you have to do a type link. Means you're linking this template to a specific type. When the user selects this type, this template would be assigned. Okay? So this template, you link it to the type NAT, which is, for example, national invoice, and this template, you link it to the type inter, which is the international. Okay? You can, if you want to, both types go to the same template. It's up to you how you want to do. There is a type template link. You can have n types that go to the same template, but you should not have more than one template per type, because the system, when he wants to go and select what template do I assign, he doesn't ask the user. He asks the user for the type only. Whatever the type you assigned, from that type there should be only one template link to that type. If there is no template link to that type, the system will tell you, hey, I can't assign a template for that, so please go and create a type template link. If there is a type template link, if there are more than one type template link, the system will tell you, there is more than one type link to this there's more than one template link to this type, so I can't do that. Please guarantee that you have one type link to one template. That's what we call the type template link. Okay? Thank you.